Hi everyone, my name is Makita, and in today's video we're going to be talking about real estate. To be more specific, rent. The cost of rent has been going up significantly in recent months. Very few are talking about the rising rent average Americans are paying. During the peak of the housing market, many buyers were pushed out of it due to competition. Bidding wars, tens and thousands of dollars above asking, cash, and non-contingent offers were not something that average home buyers could compete with. For many people, the dream of homeownership seems increasingly out of reach. Between skyrocketing rents and stagnant wages, it can be difficult to even save up money for a down payment, let alone keep up with a mortgage. And in many cases, people are pointing the finger at corporate landlords. Of course, this alone wasn't the only thing that drove up the home prices. Record low interest rates prompted home buyers to flood the market. As a result, many were forced to rent instead of purchasing a home, waiting for the market to cool off. And a market shift is precisely what we're seeing today. However, that is the result of the Fed hiking the interest rates by significant amounts over the course of these last few months. The national average for a 30-year fixed loan is 5.5%. Although this caused home prices to come down, some people still aren't able to afford the monthly payment because of how much the interest rates increased it. And oftentimes in the major cities, people rent a studio apartment due to affordability. However, particularly in the largest metros like New York City, where rents for studios are up 29% since last year, Los Angeles, where they are up 23%, and Chicago with a 22% increase. While studios were quickly vacated early in the pandemic, they are now in higher demand by those looking to move into a place they can afford on their own or as they return to major city centers. The national median rent being at $2,000 per month over a period of 10 years ends up costing $240,000. That is money that you will never see again. The US median household income in 1985 was $22,260 and $55,400 if you adjust for inflation. The median household income in the US today is $60,463. The median cost of rent in 1985 was $339 and over $2,000 in 2022. To better understand this, the income grew by 203% in 1985. Rent, on the other hand, increased by 490%. Rent took 18.3% of your income in 1985, and in 2022, rent takes 35% of your monthly income. Wall Street-backed corporations were and are buying up homes and converting them into rental properties. They were taking much-needed inventory off the market and driving up the prices. This not only subjected tenants to higher living costs, but also reduced their ability to purchase these homes themselves. And keep in mind, some of these homes that are being purchased may never hit the market and may stay as rental properties. But Ken Johnson, professor of real estate at Florida Atlantic University, argued that corporate purchases remain a drop in the bucket of overall home transactions throughout the country. Real estate investors bought a record of 18.4% of the homes that were sold in the United States in the fourth quarter of 2021, up 12.6% from a year earlier, according to a report from Redfin. In the New York Post, December wrote, and I quote, "At an auction in Sacramento, a house flipper named Ryan Heck was bewildered by a bidder who bought every house that hit the block, noting that the bidder went $1 over every other bidder until all other bidders conceded. Nobody recognized who the bidder was, and upon a further investigation, they discovered that this was an out-of-town concern called Treehouse, and they were informed to purchase every home that cost less than what it would take to build a similar home. Every house that was being auctioned that day fit the description." Back in April, Goldman Sachs purchased 87 single-family homes in Florida for $45 million. Fundrise previously snatched up a 120-unit development in Pensacola and has been pouring money into other rental developments in states like South Carolina and Mississippi. Florida has seen rents spike by more than 30% overall, while other Sunbelt states have seen similar hikes. Invitation Homes, the largest owner of single-family residential properties in the U.S. with a portfolio of more than 80,000 homes, acquired 822 homes in the first quarter of 2022. American Homes for Rent expects to build between 2,100 and 2,400 new single-family rental properties in 2022, adding to its portfolio of more than 57,000 rental properties. Many are calling for the government to step in and regulate these massive real estate purchases made by corporations. However, that is unlikely to happen because it infringes on personal liberties, and the U.S. is a capitalist market economy. With rents continuing to soar and demographic shifts ongoing, real estate experts said Wall Street's southern appetite will only intensify. As a result, America is quickly becoming a renter nation. And while there are some drawbacks to this new reality, it also comes with a number of advantages. For instance, renters are able to live in areas that they might not otherwise be able to afford, and they have flexibility to move if their circumstances change. In the end, whether you choose to buy or rent, the most important thing is finding a place that feels like home. Thank you for watching, and if you feel like you learned something or enjoyed the video, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe for more content.